Welcome, everyone. I'd like to officially open this year's annual Ontario Hockey Association awards function and welcome everyone to what I'm sure you all agree is an exciting agenda of activities. I'm John Kopanak, Chairman of the Board, and it's a pleasure for me to participate as well as bring greetings and congratulations to all award winners on behalf of my board. I must comment on how perfect the ambiance here for the event and the memories it will generate for years to come. Being held here again at the Hockey Hall of Fame, I think, is something that you award recipients will cherish in years and years ongoing. The script could not be wrote any better. The venue choice is second to none. The facility clearly defines the history of the game, the heroes and contributors to the continued legacy on exhibit around us. I thank the Hockey Hall of Fame at this time for their support to us and letting us use the facilities for these events. I'll introduce our Master of Ceremonies and special guests in a moment, but a couple of observations. One of them to perhaps reinforce the importance that the award winners should understand on what their achievements represent here this afternoon is if you look at the OHA as a pyramid. We, last September, had an enrollment of almost 3,000 players across 5 divisions or leagues, junior A, B, C, and D, and senior hockey. You people have risen above from the base of the pyramid to today being recognized for special achievements. And I think that really reinforces not only your understanding of the achievement that you've reached, but for those from the families here and friends to support you and congratulate you. In that respect, I can't leave out the moms and dads assembled here this afternoon, because besides being parents, you took on the additional responsibility of becoming hockey parents. And we all know the additional challenges that face in regards to the commitments required to support your son through the programs that he has proven to you in return the success of being recognized for achievement. I commend you for the efforts, and I actually have a total respect for what you've been able to accomplish in that balancing. I would add, before I introduce our Master of Ceremonies, for photographs today for the reward recipients, no need to jump out of seats and move through aisles. The OHA has a professional staff photographer here. We will be taking all the photographs and we will make them available to the parents and the players at the conclusion or post-event so that you'll have the very best. Not that I'm saying we don't have people that can use cameras, but we'll have those abilities. At this time, it's a pleasure to introduce one of our staff members, OHA Representative Glenn Crichton. Glenn?
Well, thank you, John, and let me say welcome to all of you here this afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce our MC for this afternoon's awards presentation. Mark Osborne was born and raised in the hockey hotbed of Toronto, where he played his minor hockey with the Toronto Marlboros and the Toronto Young Nationals. And as a walk-on with the Niagara Falls Flyers, he surprised even himself when he was offered a player's card. Upon completion of a very successful junior career, he was drafted by the Detroit Red Wings as their second pick and led the Red Wings in scoring in his rookie season. In the spring of 1981, he was selected to represent Canada at the World Championships, where Canada won a silver medal. He went on to play with the New York Rangers and the Winnipeg Jets, but really fulfilled his boyhood dreams by donning the coveted blue and white jersey of the Toronto Maple Leafs not once, but twice. And during his 14-year NHL career, he amassed 559 points in 1,006 games. Mark has been married for 23 years to actress Madeline Smith, and they have 2 daughters, Abigail and Eliza. They presently reside in Toronto, where Mark is involved working as an Ontario rep with Hockey Ministries International. He's also a hockey analyst appearing on Leaf TV, That's Hockey Tonight, Hockey Night in Canada Online, and doing some co-hosting with Hockey Night in Canada with Gord Stellick for the playoffs. Mark serves on the board of the Toronto Maple Leaf Alumni Association as well as his local church, and through his work in hockey ministries, he spends a great deal of time working with and encouraging young players in the game. As well as this, he continues to play old-timer hockey with the Leaf alumni. Would you join me in welcoming our MC this afternoon, Mark Osborne?
All right, well said, Glenn. You know, good job. Well, listen, it is an honor for me to be your MC. I'm sure there's many of you that have never been to a OHA Awards presentation like we're having this afternoon. I get the chance to follow in the footsteps of a bunch of goaltenders. There's been Jim Ralph that has done this, Joe Bowen, Greg Millen, and I'm not sure what it is about the goaltenders, but we know that they're different, to say the least. Just to be able to do this, in this great hall, celebrating some wonderful accomplishments by, the guys that are in here is just neat for me to be a part of it. And as I think about this great hall, I've had a lot of different visits to, this venue over the course of time. As I think of Mark Messier, who I played with in 1995, Mess was inducted a number of years ago, so that was a neat celebration here. As Glenn had mentioned, serving on our Leaf Alumni Board, when Ronnie Ellis was our president, Ronnie Ellis works for the Hockey Hall of Fame, and so we have to have meetings upstairs, and again, as you take a look and walk through this great building, it's certainly neat to. I never get tired of looking and seeing and reading all about the history of this great game that we've all been a part of, and seeing a lot of my my peers there and their jerseys, and then kind of was wondering, like, where's my stuff? But I did go to the back and was able to go to the bathroom, and there was a little bit of a display there in the yeah. When I do think about this hall, and we can have a little bit of fun like this, but I told Glenn as well, is that I was looking for my Calder Cup ring because I was part of the Leaf TV broadcast last night with the Marlies being in the Calder Cup finals, losing on a bizarre goal last night in overtime, and I couldn't find my Calder Cup ring, and I had won it with the Adirondack Red Wings right after my junior season in Niagara Falls. Got a chance. We lost out in the playoffs, and then went down to Adirondack and was on a team with Pete Mahovlich and Dennis Polonich and all of these guys coming towards the end of their career playing in the minors, and so I had an opportunity to win the Calder Cup with Adirondack, and that was way back in 1981, and so I thought, man, I gotta try to find something at least. And it was I was looking through my jewelry box, and I got a lot of jewelry. But I was able to find this ring here that's and for you kids here, and there's a whole generation of people that have yet to see the Maple Leafs in the playoffs for like 8 years now. Okay, and so it's just a reminder to me that I did play for the Leafs when we did have some relative success. And if you understand, post 1967, and we're on the verge of LA perhaps being a Stanley Cup champion, and they came into the league in 1967, and so it's been a long grind for the Maple Leafs, and so understanding the culture of being a young Canadian kid growing up here in Toronto and going down to Maple Leaf Gardens, and then having those dreams of becoming an NHL player. And then getting a chance to play for the blue and white, and as Glenn mentioned, not only once but twice. It's just a neat memory and a reminder of being a part of things that success was celebrated just getting into the playoffs here in Toronto. I mean, we never got to the Stanley Cup final, but the early 90s was a fun couple of years of getting to the Stanley Cup semifinals a couple of times, and now as we sit here, or are part of this celebration, and LA being in the finals, last time was in 1993. It certainly brings back a lot of fond memories, and in some ways it's kind of, ironic that the Kings are in the finals. And as I say to some of these, kids that are in here, and I look at the OHA, of which I wasn't a part of, per se, the OHL now, the Major Junior Hockey League, where, there's 20 OHL teams. I was part of, it would have been the OHA back then, before they kind of separated in some degrees. But, as Glenn mentioned, I grew up playing my minor hockey here in Toronto, and played, with the Marlies and the Young Nats, and but as I got to 15 and 16, the OHL draft came, and I never got drafted. I was the smallest guy on my team, 5'8", about 145 pounds, and there was the Paul Coffeys and the Darryl Evanses and the Steve Ludziks and the Larry Murphys and all these guys getting drafted, and I just got an invite as a favor to my dad. Really, I grew that summer. I worked hard. And because I figured I'm just going to go back and play junior B hockey, get an education, and lo and behold, I ended up making the Niagara Falls Flyers. Bert Templeton was our infamous junior A coach there with Niagara Falls, and then slowly but surely my dream actually did become realized. So for you kids that are here, whether you're playing junior C or junior D or junior B, or have an aspiration of perhaps going to college and making hockey a career, you never know. You never know. I'm one of those kids who simply just determined to work hard and was able to grow. The summer of which I ended up making the Niagara Falls Flyers, and then all these years later get a chance to do this and still talk about the game. Being involved with Hockey Ministries, as been mentioned, we oversee all the optional chapel programs at the OHA level, and some of you may even be a part of it. And then some of the media stuff, which is always an interesting part to be associated with. Just enjoying again on Leaf TV talking about the Leafs and what's going to happen that night at Gate 5 at the Air Canada Centre, and then post game always talking about what went wrong. So, but we'll move ahead here, and we'll move forward with. I'm going to introduce the first person who will begin presenting some of our awards, and kind of the irony of this as well for me is that when if some of you had had a chance to watch the game last night, the American Hockey League issued a statement saying that there was a mistake that was made in that goal. There was a delayed offside where one of the Norfolk Admiral players had shot the puck in just basically as a dump in and hit a stanchion, and had gone in, and so it's 3-0 in the Calder Cup Finals. They've admitted it was an on-ice mistake, and it again brought back memories to 1993 with Kerry Fraser and Wayne Gretzky. And so it's always fun to be able to introduce somebody who used to referee when I was in the Ontario Hockey League. And so Bob Morley, I'd like to welcome you. You're going to present a number of awards to the officials, of which we certainly have a lot of respect and admiration for. It's not an easy job, but we want to welcome you and come present these next number of awards. Bob Marley, OHA Director of Officiating.
Thanks very much, Mark. I'm not sure the last time we ran into each other the words were so kind, but anyway, it's my pleasure to do this for the first time. I recently spent my first year as a full-time employee of the OHA, and it's been a great experience. And part of doing what we're doing here today is quite fulfilling for me to see these gentlemen come up and get awarded. So I'll get on with it. The Hugh McLean Award is an award that we present to the most promising official, usually close to the Rookie of the Year, if not the Rookie of the Year. This year, the young gentleman is Justin Nags. Justin was accepted as a linesman to the OHA officiating staff because of his hard work, dedication, and passion to his officiating minor hockey. As he continues to work minor hockey along with the OHA, He's been showing great poise and a strong work ethic game by game. The attitude he displays on the ice towards players and coaches is reflected by the respect he has gained for his peers. In addition to working with the OHA, Justin has also been accepted and worked the lines in the OHL this season, which is quite an accomplishment in your first year in junior hockey. Justin resides in Brooklyn, Ontario, where he's a third-year student at Durham College, studying broadcast journalism, playing on the men's varsity golf team, where he boasts a 3 handicaps. So I think Justin might have just bounced me out of the office for some. In the summertime, he works as a director for Durham College Children's Golf Camp, who my kids will now be enrolled in. Justin has just completed his first year in the OHA as a linesman, and we hope he continues many years of working within our association. Please help me in introducing you the 2012 Hugh McLean Award winner, Justin Neggs. The next award winner is for the Ivan Locke Award, which is an award named for the most improved official. Ivan Locke was a longtime supervisor for us who recently retired this year. Tyson Orley is this year's winner. Tyson, and this bio is from Bob Naden, who is his immediate supervisor. And many of you might know who Bob Naden is. He's a member of the IHF Hall of Fame, so quite a credible person. Bob has suggested that Tyson's improved significantly with his confidence level this past season. His consistent judgment and his ability to take charge in the game has helped him immensely. With a pleasing personality that assists greatly in his communication skills, Tyson is readily accepted by the coaches and players in all the games he's officiated. Usually our coach or our supervisors have a chat with the teams before the games, and the teams are always seem to be pleased when Tyson's there. During both pre- and post-game discussions with Tyson, he's always willing to take constructive criticism from his supervisors while asking questions on the ways he could improve for his next assignment. In addition to his strong skating skills and good physical presence, Tyson presents the ideal image of an OHA official. Tyson resides in Toronto with his girlfriend Elizabeth. He works for Infrastructure Ontario as a real estate advisor, and Tyson has just completed his 7th season as a member of the OHA officiating staff. Please help me introduce Tyson for his award. I kid Tyson at the research clinic this year, suggesting he looked like Tim Hudak, so I don't know if that helped him out or not. The next award is the John Blackwell Award. It's presented to what we call the most deserving official in the OHA. This year it's going to be, the award recipient is Peter Kostick. Peter is a veteran level 6 official, which is the highest ranking you can have in Canada in amateur hockey. Peter's comfortable in working Junior C hockey games as well as working Junior A, Senior A, and University. His commitment both on and off the ice is displayed in his professional attitude, his fitness level, and his calm demeanor. Peter is a mentor in our OHA officiating program, helping guide the younger officials on their path to success. As a former OHL referee, Peter worked the first ever nationally televised broadcast of the Allen Cup final game in 2008 in Brantford. A lifelong resident of Niagara Falls, Peter has been married to his lovely wife, Patricia, for 13 years. Together they have 2 daughters, 9-year-old Ashley and 4-year-old Allison. He's been an employee of the Ford Motor Company of Canada for 14 years, and he also advises me not to buy a car that was built on a Friday, by the way. Peter has just completed his 17th season as a member of the OHA officiating staff, and we consider Peter our top candidate for this award, and please welcome me in congratulating him. And last but certainly not least is the Jack Clancy Award. This is awarded to the official that we've deemed to be the most dedicated official in the Ontario Hockey Association. This year's recipient is Walter Arujo. Wally is, I coined this phrase, is the poster boy for the Jack Clancy Award. With the job that I have to do, sometimes you like to pick up the phone or send a text or whatever and get somebody, and it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, where it is, how he got contacted. It could be carrier pigeon, it wouldn't matter. Walter would still go and do the game for us. He's always ready to go at a moment's notice, and he's an invaluable member of our staff. He's very popular with his peers because of his hard work, and he's gained the respect of the players, coaches, and supervisors, and again, most importantly, his peers. He resides in Brampton, where he's been married for 10 years and has 2 beautiful daughters. He's a foreman with a company which specializes in pet food, so Wally's the guy to see after if you've got a pet. He's worked there 26 years. He lists hockey as his biggest passion, and he has been in and around the game for 26 years. Walter has just completed his 14th season as an OHA official. Please assist me in welcoming Walter to receive his award.
Thanks, Bob. 34 years ago, we had a 3-1 lead in the OHL finals against the Peterborough Petes, and then you took center stage to our demise to lose the last 3 of the OHL finals. So, great to see you again. Yeah. We do all have a sense of humor, right? But again, with these awards, and you officials, and we're going to award a trainer's award, and we're talking about the players, but everyone in this room has something to do with giving back to the game, and I know as far as officials goes, it's a thankless job that involves a lot of criticism and disappointment and frustration, and while we can have a bit of humor about it, I'm still in counseling and therapy in that regard, but when you think of Carrie Fraser now being on TSN with a portion, and then having an opportunity to talk as early as yesterday to Paul Stewart, a former NHL referee, just about the state of the game, and officiating is always an issue at the NHL level during playoffs, and missed calls, and why wasn't that whistle blown in game number 3 with Marty Brodeur. So you guys that are at this level, just continue on. The game couldn't be run or be accomplished as well as it is without you guys persevering, and so just thanks for just being a part of that as well. Glenn, I'm going to bring you back up here. You are our OHA mentor, and you're going to present the Trainer of the Year award.
Thanks, Mark. Each year, the OHA selects a trainer that's made an outstanding contribution to hockey, their team, and this association. And this year's selection has demonstrated the skills, commitment, and professionalism that makes her the perfect choice. She's a tireless worker that's always willing to volunteer to assist with numerous hockey events. She's volunteered her time to work in the OHF Under-16 program as one of the certified trainers, and she was chosen to participate in the OHF Under-17 main camp last year. In 2011, she was selected to be the head trainer for the Team Canada Selects at the Three Nations Cup in Helsinki, Finland. And this is where I personally saw Amanda's skills put into play. You know, Amanda displayed an excellent decision-making ability, great interpersonal skills, and a tireless energy. In any short-term event, team unity is such an important piece, and Amanda became a key ingredient in managing the dressing room and helping to build team chemistry. Amanda quickly earned the respect of the players and staff with her no-nonsense approach when it came to treating injuries, and she always had time for everyone. Her training skills allowed players to continue to compete through the grind of this short tournament. And upon returning from Finland, she was chosen to be the head trainer for Team Canada East at the World Junior A Challenge in Langley, BC. She does all of this while holding down a full-time job as a certified athletic therapist at Real Body Fitness in Uxbridge. It gives me a great honor to present this prestigious award of the Trainer of the Year to Miss Amanda Gilroy of the Pickering Panthers Hockey Club. Congratulations, Amanda, and thank you for your many years of hard work, personal sacrifice, and dedication to the OHA.
Congratulations, Amanda. Just thinking about some of my trainers in the game. My first one with the Detroit Red Wings, Lefty Wilson, who was actually, was Gordie Howe's trainer, and ended up being, if back then in the 50s, in the 60s, if a goaltender got hurt, it was the trainer that went in the pipes, and Lefty found himself, in net a couple of times, and I remember my first year. He was of the old school, Gordie Howe and the elbows and all that kind of stuff. And if you were hurt, he was like, just suck it up, get back out there and here, put some ice on it or whatever. So I've had some interesting and great trainers over the course of time. So congratulations on that award. I want to introduce a couple of guys here for our next presentation. This is going to be the OHA Coach of the Year, and I'd like to bring up Trevor Tinney, the OHA Director, and also Brent Lads, the OHA President.
Thanks, Mark. Coaching is the foundation of a good hockey team. The Sarnia Legionnaires Hockey Club enjoyed a very successful regular season this past year, thanks in large part to their head coach. The Legionnaires finished their regular season sitting in first in the Greater Ontario Hockey League Western Conference standings with 32 wins, 14 losses, 5 overtime losses. They managed to finish the regular season with 69 points, 4 more than any other team in their conference. The Legionnaires lost in the second round of their playoffs run to a very tough and hard-working Strathroy Rockets team. The guidance and leadership the Legionnaires received this season did not go unnoticed. He is committed to the Legionnaires and enforces a strict code of ethics and his players and bench staff must abide by. Each player is held accountable for their actions and play on the ice. He knows the difficulty of keeping a Junior B franchise viable in today's financial climate and works hard with the players, the bench staff, to ensure that fans are treated to a competitive product each and every game. Constantly preaching to his players about hard work, sacrifice, discipline, team pride, and respect for the opponent and the game are what drove the Legionnaires to their first place spot this season. Always willing to help his players achieve a higher level, he continually instructs his team on what they need to do in order to be noticed by schools and other junior teams. With a tremendous amount of contacts, he's willing to speak highly of his players and is active in contacting schools and teams throughout the season. With a love for the game, he supports creativity, but is mindful of hockey as a team game, turning negatives into positives and relating hockey to life lessons for his players. He's just a fantastic coach, but also an exceptional motivator who's constantly communicating with his players and staff. A community-first individual who helps out in any way he can. He is a well-liked person in Sarnia, and he participates in a number of functions around the community throughout the hockey season. He volunteers for a Hockey Skills for Underprivileged Children group, which gives players who can't afford to play a chance to lace up their skates and get instruction from qualified coaches. A self-employed financial advisor, he is happily married to his wife, Melanie, for 14 years. They had a daughter, Christy, who was an avid hockey player and passed away tragically of a car accident in 2008. She was 18. He also has a son, Joe, who's 33, a daughter, Lauren, who's 28 from her previous relationship. A coach who is always demanding for the best from his players and staff, who keeps the best interests of his team at heart, is more than deserving of this award. It gives me great pleasure to award the 2012 OHA Coach of the Year to Mr. Danny Rose of the Sarnia Legionnaires. Congratulations, Danny, for all your hard work.
Congratulations, Danny, and again, coaches, and going back in time, as mentioned, Bert Templeton. There's always something that you learn about your coaches, and certainly come to respect and admire some of the things that gets passed down to you as a player. And you know, if you notice, a lot of the guys that are coaching in the NHL today were former players, and I know that they learned a lot from their former coaches, and whether it was Bert Templeton, who I heard or learned a lot about hard work. Herbie Brooks, who I played for with the New York Rangers, I learned the X's and O's. He was a great tactician. Pat Burns was all about passion for the game. Don't just play, but compete. That was the next level that we learned. And of course, John Brophy, I learned how to get angry. He was the best at having temper tantrums. Those were the Harold Ballard days, by the way. Very interesting times. In each of the categories of the Ontario Hockey Association, one player is nominated to represent their league in the quest for the OHA Player of the Year. Each nominee has been adjudicated through resumes submitted to an independent selection committee as it relates to their on-ice and off-ice activities. From the nominations, the selection committee chooses a player from each category as the OHA Player of the Year. The winners of each category will be introduced and will receive a replica of the OHA Player of the Year trophy, a $500 bursary towards their educational expenses, and a Bauer prize pack, including a selection of Bauer apparel. So Brent, this is your time to introduce the various categories for Player of the Year, and you can start presenting the Junior D Player of the Year award.
Thank you, Mark. I promise to put that back up when I leave. I don't know if you noticed, you were talking about having shared the officiating experience with Bob Morley as a player. You see how thick those glasses are when he was up here? Not much has changed. Also, just by way of an explanation, you know, because it's a very special afternoon for us, we contacted CFB Borden to see if we could get a fly pass over here around this time of the day just to commemorate the event. And unfortunately, they couldn't accommodate us. So we contacted the TTC and said, could you run the subway underneath every 15 minutes or so? And they obliged. Anyway, our 19-year-old Junior D Player of the Year this year exemplifies what it takes to be a winner both on and off the ice. As a leader in the dressing room as well as the community, he typified what it meant to be a member of the Lambeth Lancers organization. Over the past year with the Lancers, he's shown that his character has cast him as a complete hockey player. earning an 83% average in his business studies at the University of Western Ontario, and while at the same time managing a very busy schedule with community service commitments as well as his studies. Playing in 25 regular season games this year, the Kamoka, Ontario native managed to score 16 goals and 29 assists to lead his team with 45 points. His scoring contributions continued in the postseason, where in 14 playoff games, he contributed another 6 goals and 13 assists, again leading the team in playoff scoring. Other successes he enjoyed during the season included SOJHL Player of the Month in December. He participated in the All-Star game and was named captain of the All-Star team. He was also named the YEC Conference Most Valuable Player for this year. An exceptional leader both on and off the ice. Please help us in welcoming this year's SOJHL OHA Junior D Player of the Year, Mitch Furlonger.
Go, Mitch. Congratulations, Mitch and Brent. Congratulations to you. You do a fine job as president of the OHA. And an error on my part, I would have assumed maybe that he would have been able to present all 4 awards, but as a former goaltender, that would have been too much to ask for you to stay here and do all 4 awards. So we'll move on to the next award, the Junior C Player of the Year Award, that will do that presentation. John Kastner, the OHA Junior Hockey Chairman. Come on up, John.
Yeah, you could have left the mic where it was. Thanks. The OHA Junior C program consists of 7 leagues and 45 teams, and there's no category in the OHA that has as many leagues, teams, and by extension, players that compete for the OHA Player of the Year. There's 3 kinds of players that compete in Junior C. There's players that are on their way up to a higher level. There's the true Junior C players. And then in each league, there's a selection of players that could play at a higher level and but have chosen to play Junior C for a variety of reasons. Those reasons may be academic, where they're contributing or concentrating on school. They may be career, or it may be a desire to play in their hometown. This player, who's our Junior C Player of the Year, certainly falls into that last category, where because of academic reasons and to the willingness to play in his hometown, he's playing Junior C, and the category is a beneficiary of that. The player here has played an extremely important role with his team, obviously. He was the MVP of the league. He's the assistant captain. He's in his 3rd year in the OHA. In 34 regular season games, he had 26 goals and 54 assists and 80 points. In the playoffs, his production even picked up a little more, where he had 7 goals and 14 assists in just 10 games. A testament to this caliber of the player, after his Junior C team was eliminated, he went up and played for his Junior B affiliate, and he was one of the best players on the Junior B team that he played for during their playoff run. He also played at Conestoga College in the Ontario College League and was an excellent player there. This year's Junior C Player of the Year is an excellent competitor. He's a pure scorer, a terrific passer, and plays the game with that combination of passion and class that is sometimes hard to find in a player. For people of my era, you can think about someone like Gilbert Perreault. For people of his era, you think about someone like Jonathan Toews. That's on the ice. Off the ice, he volunteered for the Muskoka Woods humanitarian team on a 7-day trip to New Orleans in 2009 to help with the recovery from Hurricane Katrina. He returned in 2010. In 2011, he traveled to Romania on a 2-week-long humanitarian aid trip, where he volunteered at orphanages, old age facilities, schools, retirement homes, in an effort to make the lives of Romanians better. In 2011, he was selected by the Muskoka Woods humanitarian team to participate in a youth leadership conference in Vancouver. The past 3 years, he's taught at the Wingham Minor Hockey School. I read this and I wonder if the OHA should be honoring him or if perhaps the UN should be honoring him. He's a Conestoga business student. He had a 76% average while fully playing junior C hockey and being immersed in the school community as well as community at home. He plans on attending university after graduating from college. He's a gifted athlete, terrific hockey player, and perhaps more importantly, a better person. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Aaron Armstrong, the Wingham Ironman.
Thanks, John. Congratulations, Aaron. Our next presenter is Leo Lostraco, OHA Vice Chairman. Mark Ellis will help with the trophy presentation as well. Leo is the OHA Executive Director and GOJHL Commissioner, and this will be for the Junior B Award.
Thank you, Mark. Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to make this presentation. I've had the opportunity to watch this young fella play, and he is truly amazing. Playing in his fifth and final season as a goaltender in the OHA, this young man has certainly made his presence felt. In just his second season as a member of the Niagara Falls Canucks, he has truly become an elite goaltender in the GOJHL, winning 30 of the 40 games he started, posting a 2.41 goals against average and a .936 save percentage, while allowing just 97 goals against all season. He backstopped the Canucks in the postseason and was instrumental, if not the key, to leading them to the conference semifinals. Attending Brock University, this player is a role model to young aspiring players. Enrolled in an excelled geomatics engineering program that is offered at Brock, that is offered only at Brock, he is required to maintain a 70% average in order to remain in the program. What makes this all the more impressive is that he is one of only 4 students to have been accepted in this program. For his on-ice accomplishments, he was awarded the Goaltender of the Month for the Golden Horseshoe for November, December, and January. He was further rewarded by being named the recipient of the Tyler Crooks Memorial Trophy as a Golden Horseshoe Conference Player of the Year. In the Niagara Falls community, he has become a recognizable face representing the Canucks at sponsorship luncheons, participation in the Terry Fox Run, veterans dinners, Christmas parades, as well as reading at local primary schools throughout the region. A well-rounded athlete with solid family values, a strong commitment to education, organization, community, and teammates. The OHA and the Niagara Falls Canucks in particular have had the pleasure of seeing this young man demonstrate these qualities. Please welcome the 2012 OHA Junior B Player of the Year from the Niagara Falls Canucks, Cody Vinay.
Thanks, guys. Let me introduce our next presenter, Billy Markle, the OHA Junior A Chairman, and Marty Savoy, the OJHL Junior A Commissioner, to present the OHA Junior A Player of the Year Award. Come on up, guys.
It's my pen, John. Thank you very much, Mark. I really am very pleased to have this opportunity to present this award. I consider it a very special assignment. It's an opportunity to recognize the best of the best. being a dedicated, passionate, and determined individual both on and off the ice, and can certainly help your team achieve success in hockey. This player has done just that over the past season, while maintaining a steady and calm demeanor each and every shift that he played for the Stouffville Spirit. His excellent play throughout the season not only motivated his teammates to be better, but also inspired them every day in their practices. This young man has shown heart, passion, which is reflected in his statistics, as well as his reputation as an elite hockey player. 2 seasons ago, he was moved from the blue line to forward, where he not only fit but flourished. This past season, he contributed 37 goals and 67 assists in 48 regular season games. One of the best all-round players in the OJHL, he was a catalyst for the league's third-best offensive unit, which finished the season with 217 goals, as well as the third-best power play unit at 24.2%. The postseason saw him net 12 goals and 18 assists in 16 games, assisting his club in capturing the Buckland Trophy. Stouffville went on to represent the OJHL and the OHA at the Dudley Hewitt Championships. Always playing with that passion so many great players before him have demonstrated, he was named the OJHL Player of the Month in both November and December. He was also named the first OJHL All-Star team. Last month, he was named the OJHL Most Valuable Player of the Year. Most recently, he was named the Canadian Junior Hockey League Player of the Year in the awards ceremony at the RBC Cup, which took place in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. This was in early May. After a very successful season, both personally and with his Spirit teammates, he's looking forward to attending Clarkson University next fall on a full NCAA Division I scholarship. No doubt this skill forward will have much success in his hockey future. Please join me in congratulating the OHA Junior A Player of the Year from the Stouffville Spirit, Christian Finch.
Congratulations, Christian. Our final Player of the Year award will go and we'll move on to the senior section of the OHA, and I'm still waiting to get my invite to play senior hockey, so I'm available, by the way. Bobby Habkirk, the Allen Cup Hockey Governor, and Donnie Yeck, the OHA Life member, to present the OHA Senior Player of the Year award. Come on up.
Well, I can tell you one of the managers of the team is here today, Mark, so you'll likely be getting that invitation in the lounge afterwards. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with so many hockey achievers, whether you're a player, a parent, a fan, administration, or referees. And speaking of referees, it's been a long time since I've made a comment about a referee, but twice tonight it's been mentioned about Bob Morley, and Brent mentioned he has thick glasses, and Mark's unforgiving attitude about that series against Peterborough. However, it's like an alcoholic. Until you know you need help, you won't seek it. He finally does have glasses. And I also want to point out that I have a role model here today, and John, you're the chairman of the board, and people must know by now, after seeing me up here after you, that we both have the same suit on. They were purchased at Moore's, Buy one, get the second one free. Just so you know.
I paid for it.
Yeah, so I got the free one. And being of Scottish heritage, that shouldn't surprise anyone. The Dundas Real McCoys have enjoyed Cam Watson's being a part of the McCoy family for 2 seasons and hope to see him contribute for them in many years to come. His personal success this season can be contributed to the determination, heart, and skill that are displayed by him each shift he takes. His raw talent and ability can be relied on by the Real McCoys, making him a significant player in the Allen Cup Hockey League. This past season, he was able to score 34 goals and 29 assists in just 27 regular season games. His 63 points placed him first in league scoring. In the postseason, he managed to score 4 goals and 11 assists in 14 games while being a major factor in the Real McCoy's 4th consecutive Robertson Cup championship. He was also named the Player of the Month for January. His ability to balance not just hockey, but also his personal life, his involvement within the community of Dundas, and a full-time job is to be commended. Prior to playing with Dundas, he was named the 2005-2006 OHA Junior B Player of the Year with the Cambridge Winterhawks. From there, he attended the University of Western Michigan, where he graduated with a BBA majoring in finance and minoring in economics while playing for the Broncos. He played 1 season in the East Coast Hockey League for the Bakersfield Condors before joining the Real McCoys in 2010. Recently, he was selected by his peers in the Allen Cup Hockey League as the league's most valuable player, was also named to the first team All-Stars. He participated in the 2011-2012 OHA Military Charity Game, which was played to raise proceeds for the Canadian Armed Forces, who are building a permanent memorial near Airstrip 8, Wing CFB Trenton, to commemorate the lives of the 158 brave men and women who have lost their lives in Afghanistan. Please welcome Dundas Real McCoys, Cameron Watson, the 2011-2012 OHA Senior Player of the Year.
Thank you, Bob. BJ Monroe Award. The Ontario Hockey Association holds a high regard, a special award given annually to a top professional prospect in our program. The award, entitled the BJ Monroe Memorial Award, was donated to the association by the Monroe family in memory and honor of their son BJ, who was a member of the Cobourg Cougars Hockey Club. BJ was tragically taken from us suddenly in a car accident during the 1993 and 94 playoffs. BJ was a talented young man who came to play every game. His commitment to his team and teammates earned him the respect of all of those who knew him. At the time of his death, BJ was ranked as an underage in the 2nd round of the OHL draft. It is fitting, therefore, that the award be presented to an individual who falls within the same consideration each season. The past winners have included Nathan Horton of the Boston Bruins, Michael Camilleri of the Montreal Canadiens, and recently named Julian Melchiori, selected 87th overall in the 2010 NHL draft by the Winnipeg Jets. Please help me to welcome to the stage Bill and Debbie Monroe. Let me just bear with me as I also just read a portion of this award as Bill and Debbie are over there and we'll make the presentation. In his first year of the Ontario Junior Hockey League, he not only made his presence felt, but he surpassed all expectations. A quiet young man who let his game talk for him, he managed to impress not only his coaches and teammates, but the public as well. For this young man, the winner of the B.J. Monroe Award, hockey is just second nature to him. A first-year rookie for the Whitby Fury, he truly made his presence felt on the ice each and every shift he took. Instantly earning a spot on the team's first line, he never once took a break during a shift and adapted very well to the fast-paced Junior A style of game. With a long list of credentials just after one season of playing for the Fury, which included the January Southeastern Conference Player of the Month Award, 2011-12 OJHL Rookie of the Year Award, the 2011-12 Top Prospect Award, the 2011-12 OJHL Second All-Star, 2011-12 OJHL All Prospects Forward, and then the 2011 World Junior A Most Valuable Player. He scored 2 goals and 4 assists in the 4 games. Through his hard work, determination, and dedication to make himself the best player that he can be, he's ranked 58th among North American skaters entering this year's NHL entry draft and is the highest-rated player for the entire Canadian Junior Hockey League. His pure love and enjoyment of the game is evident for anyone who watches him skate. He demonstrates a passion that rubs off on his teammates and his coaching staff. This very dedicated young man has pushed himself hard to get where he is and committed to the University of Maine, the Black Bears Division I school, for the fall of 2013 on a full athletic scholarship. There's no doubt that he'll continue to work hard in the future as he pursues a professional hockey career. It gives me great pleasure to present the winner of this year's B.J. Monroe Award from the Whitby Fury Hockey Club, Devon Shore. Thank you, Monroe family, and Devon, congratulations. Sounds. Now, just have you know, I know you're rated for the NHL draft. You're going to the University of Maine, and that description of you as a player and your compete level and hard work and never taking a shift off kind of reminds me of a kid that I coached who was undrafted into the National Hockey League by the name of Martin St. Louis of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Ontario Hockey Association lost a member of its family 3 years ago in a tragic on-ice accident. As you know, Donald Sanderson was a player with the Whitby Dunlops Senior A Hockey Club in the OHA's Allen Cup Hockey League. He suffered a serious head injury in a December 2009 game and lost his life almost a month later. The annual award, respectfully titled the Donald Sanderson Memorial Award, is given out to an annual player based on a basis to a player in the OHA that best exemplifies the 4 Ds that were evident in Donald's life: desire, dedication, discipline, and deportment. Winners of this award will exercise a high degree of educational standards as they must be enrolled in either a college or a university. The award also provides a $1,000 bursary from the OHA. Please help me welcome Donald's mother, Donna Sanderson, to the stage to present the Donald Sanderson Memorial Trophy.
More often than not, great hockey players are great people who have the ability to make everyone around them better. On the ice, they have the ability to create chances for their team to succeed. Off the ice, they motivate, inspire, and they create ways to better the world. A player who is able to do these things is a player worth his weight in gold. This season, playing in the Greater Ontario Junior Hockey League's Midwestern Conference, He's proven himself a leader on and off the ice. His ability to play against the league's top players on a consistent basis while producing points made him a key player against the league's top. Made him a key player in the Owen Sound Grays Hockey Club. Scoring 2 goals and 14 assists as a defenseman, this young man was able to help a second-year team who has seen their fair share of struggles since coming to the GOJHL in 2010. While playing Junior B this past season, his biggest accomplishment came off the ice. He was the only first-year student selected to represent Wilfrid Laurier University in the 2012 Kin Games in Ottawa. He also produced nothing short of spectacular marks in his first year of university at Laurier, where he studies kinesiology. Boasting an 80% average and playing a high level of hockey shows just how dedicated and determined he is. This remarkable young man has received countless personal accomplishments, which include the Owen Sound Grays Leadership Award in 2011, the Owen Sound Police Association Community Involvement Award, while maintaining honors status when he was in high school and this past year at university. His schooling will continue to be important as he strives to become a physiotherapist, and he has a goal to attend a physiotherapy school after he studies and graduates university. The OHA is proud to present this prestigious award to a great individual who has conducted himself with the utmost pride, class, and dedication. This year's Donald Sanderson Award recipient, please help me welcome Tyler Crawford from the Owen Sound Grays.
Thank you. I'm going to reintroduce John Kopanak, and I know Marty Savoy has been up here and Mark Ellis already back to the stage, but we're going to do the Top Prospects Awards, and I'll let you guys decide how you want to do that. But the OHA recognizes the top 6 players in the association as seen to move on to pro hockey. The OHA essentially names its first all-star team, 1 player per position, and this year's group of players are sure to make their mark in hockey history. So, Mr. Ellis, are you going to do this, or would you like me to do it? Oh, okay. You need some glasses? I got them right here if you need them. But okay, I'll do it for you. In his first season in the OHA, he has commanded and received respect from his opponents and teammates. Playing hard each night for the Toronto Lakeshore Patriots Hockey Club, he has used his size, strength, and natural hockey ability to become a staple defenseman in the organization. Scoring 10 goals and adding 19 assists in 45 regular season games, he's truly become a two-way defenseman capable of not only producing points by shutting down opponents and opponent tops players. With 5 goals and 8 assists coming on his team's power play this season, his ability to perform on special teams is second to none. Helping the Patriots to a solid 3rd place in the South Division standings, he was able to contribute with his fantastic display of defensive skill while netting 5 goals and 7 assists in 21 postseason games. The Mississauga native also participated this past season as the CJHL Top Prospects game, earning him the attention of scouts across North America. This young man is currently ranked in this year's entry draft, number 175 amongst North American skaters. The OHA is pleased to present the first of 2 Top Prospect Defenseman Award to James DeHaas of the Toronto Lakeshore Patriots. James? Gifted 2A defensemen are often hard to come by in the game of hockey. You know, I think of Nick Lidstrom, for instance, who just retired, and got a chance to talk to Nick last week, and you know, reminding him of him missing his assignment in his second year in the NHL, playing for the Red Wings on the Borashevsky tip-in 1993 in Game 7. But a player is able to consistently shut down opposing teams' best players, yet at the same time produce timely points on a game sheet is valuable to assist and asset any organization. The Stouffville Spirit found that type of player this season and became a key component on their club. Scoring an outstanding 13 goals and 41 assists in just 43 regular season games, he was a staple defenseman, always looked upon to play key minutes in tough situations. And as a 19-year-old, he was a dominant force in the 25 postseason games he played in as well, scoring 3 goals and adding 31 assists. The Stouffville native also managed to gain national attention as he took part in the World Junior A Challenge in Langley, BC, playing for the silver medal winning team, Canada East, in this past season. He also played for the CJHL Central Canada Cup All-Star Challenge that was held in Smith Falls, Ontario. Early in the season, he would also follow in his father's footsteps, committing to an NCAA Division I scholarship with the Clarkson University Golden Knights, committing to a NCAA I Division scholarship, and that begins in the fall of 2012. And after finishing the regular season strong, he was named runner-up as the Northwest Conference Player of the Month for February. 6'3", 210 defenseman mastered the art of using his size and speed to slow down opposing teams' offensive threats this season. His work ethic and determination to become the best player possible has not gone unnoticed. It rubbed off well on his teammates as well. A true coach's player, this young man demonstrates what it takes to be the best. There is no doubt that the future playing for the Golden Knights is going to be highlighted with remarkable plays and plenty of success. It is my pleasure to present the second Top Prospects Defenseman Award on behalf of the OHA to Paul Geiger of the Stouffville Spirit. Paul. Looks like Stouffville's getting quite a few awards here. This past season, his contribution to the Stouffville Spirits as well can't be measured by his statistics alone. His ability to make his teammates better when he is around them is just one example of what makes him a great player. The Spirit Hockey Club have enjoyed much success with this gifted forward on their team. He has contributed throughout his on and off ice leadership. His pure talent and drive to be the best possible player each and every night as he hits the ice has made him a premier player in the OJHL. His 25 regular season games this year, he registered 10 goals and added 24 assists. He was a key ingredient to the very successful Spirit postseason run, as he managed to contribute 17 goals and 20 assists in 23 playoff games. I like that kind of guy. Postseason, it's not about the regular season, right? On the power play, he netted 7 of his 17 postseason goals and added 7 assists, making him a force for his team when up a man. With an outstanding defense-first attitude and tireless work ethic, he quickly established himself as a key ingredient for a hard-working Spirit team. As a second-year member of the Spirit, he just served as a perfect model for a sophomore player to the rookies on the team. Standing just 5'11" and 180 pounds, the Pickering native, his presence was certainly felt every time he touched the puck. He was selected as a member of Team Canada East in the 2011 silver medal winning team at the World Junior A Hockey Challenge. Next season, this gifted forward will take his hockey talents to the University of North Dakota to play for the Fighting Sioux on a full scholarship. You know, they've produced a lot of hockey players, Jonathan Toews being one of those. He also ranked in this year's NHL draft as number 185 amongst North American skaters. I am honored to present the second of the 3 Top Prospect Forward Awards to Drake Kajulia of the Stouffville Spirit Hockey Club, and forgive me, Drake, if I mispronounced your name. Congratulations. Pat Burns was quoted as saying he didn't know Billy Berg if he ran over him on a bus, so. And then the final recipient at the forward position, we know that gifted scorers and playmakers are hard to come by for any hockey team, let alone at the high level of hockey that the OHA does produce. Speed allows these great players to beat opposing teams to the puck. Hockey Smarts tells them whether or not they will shoot and score or pass for an assist. This talent is a gift that most coaches dream every player on their roster possesses. This season, the Brantford Golden Eagles of the GOJHL were lucky enough to have one of these players on their roster. The 18-year-old first-year Golden Eagle did more than just impress his coaching staff. He led by example on and off the ice. In 48 regular season games, he managed to net 28 goals and 30 assists, leading his team in total points as a first-year player. In his first season with the Golden Eagles and third in the OHA, this speedy forward was instrumental in the postseason success of their club this year. In 29 postseason appearances, he was able to score 14 goals and 10 assists. This young man is a great example of OHA development, spending 2 seasons with the Norwich Merchants, the Junior C club, before making the Golden Eagles at the start of last season. His hockey goal is to obtain an NCAA scholarship at the end of next season with the talent he displayed in this first year. So the Golden Eagles have expressed their desire to have this gifted forward return to their lineup next season. Please help me in honoring the last of the 3 OHA top prospect forwards, Mike Reeby of the Brantford Golden Eagles. Is there? Here's a family that I know, and I don't know how I would have missed them, but maybe that's a good thing, eh? Yeah, how'd that happen? I don't make mistakes.
You need glasses.
Yeah. All right, before we get to the goaltender, okay, because I know it's all about the goaltender, right? Without great goaltending, we're not going anywhere. But here, a prominent scorer and playmaker is always an asset to any hockey team's bench. Speed, skill, and smarts, of course, combined with a work ethic and drive to beat the opponent to each and every puck is a deadly combination that most coaches dream of having on their team. The St. Michael's Buzzers found out early on in their season that they were truly lucky enough to have one of these players on their roster. This 19-year-old managed to put up some big points in the regular season with the Buzzers, netting 16 goals and adding 31 assists in 38 games. What is really impressive is that 7 of those goals and 10 of those assists came on the club's first-line power play unit. In the postseason, the Buzzers' alternative captain was also able to put up 3 goals and 9 assists in just 11 games. He was a key member of Team Canada East at the World Junior A Challenge in Langley and won a silver medal. He also recently played at the Central Canada Cup All-Star Tournament in Smith Falls as he represented the OJHL League's Southern Division. Noticed early on by scouts throughout the NCAA, he is committed to attend the Michigan University this fall and lace up his skates for the Wolverines. It gives me great pleasure to present the first of the 3 top prospect awards to Daniel Milne. Daniel of the St. Michael's Buzzers. Congratulations, Daniel. And then the final position, it's obviously said that the hockey world, and the most important position in the game, of course, is in net. And considered by many to be the toughest position in sports, and certainly here in Toronto. A hockey goaltender can either make or break your hockey club, and that's the edge I know that every team is looking for. This year's top prospect goaltender has definitely proven his importance to a team. 6'3" and 170 pounds with his skates on and equipment, he has earned and learned up to his size in the net for his advantage. His quick reflexes combined with his size and dedication to mastering this craft have made him a true threat to face on the ice. This season, he managed to turn away 366 of the 399 shots he faced in 11 regular season games, thus becoming a fan favorite while playing his first season with the Toronto Junior Canadiens Hockey Club. With a .917 save percentage and a 3.11 goals against average, he solidified himself among the OJHL's elite players. Upon being traded for halfway through the season this past year, the Powell River Kings, this young man made an immediate impact on the Canadiens lineup. Playing in 10 postseason games, he managed to turn away 397 of 426 shots. That comes out to a 2.99 goals against average and a .932 save percentage. Just a little bit under Jonathan Quick's .950. This young man is rated 26th amongst North American goaltenders slated to be drafted in this year's NHL draft. He will attend Michigan Technological University's Division I school for the 2012-13 season on a full scholarship where he plans to take exercise science while playing for the Huskies next season. Exercise science. I like that. The OHA is pleased to have selected Jamie Phillips of the Toronto Junior Canadiens as this year's top prospects goaltender. Congratulations, Jamie, and good luck to all of your future endeavors. Congratulations, Jamie, and congratulations all 6 of you that have been named to the top prospects team. And you know, if I can suggest, you know, John, you might want to get a photo op of all 6. I can get in that one too if you'd like me to be in that picture or whatever. But hey, it's been a fun afternoon, and I know it's you've endured you know, it's been quite a long process in some regards, but you know, a lot of worthy accomplishments by so many you know, today. And again, congratulations. It's been a pleasure for me to be a part of this this event and presenting these trophies and just being a part of these OHA Awards. And as I looked at the you know, the Stanley Cup Odyssey in this theater and thinking never even got to the Stanley Cup Finals in my 16 years of pro hockey, and the closest I ever did get to the Stanley Cup was a member of the New York Rangers back in the 94-95 season. The Rangers won in 94, and I played 5 years before that, and then came to the Leafs, and then went back as a free agent after Messier and Richter and Leach and Adam Graves all won the Stanley Cup in 94, and Peter Nedved and I were on the ice that following fall as we had our first game, and the Stanley Cup came down out of the score clock, and unbelievable music and the smoke and the banner going up, and so that was the closest that I ever got to a Stanley Cup. And Peter Nedved, you know, we skated over to one another on the ice, and you know, we're one of you know, there's 18 other guys on the ice, the only 2 that never played for that Stanley Cup winning team, and that's the closest I ever got to the Stanley Cup. So anyways, thanks so much. I want to turn this back over to John Kopanak for closing remarks. It's been a fun time, and thanks everybody.
Closing remarks are very short, but I do have to one. task to do, and that is to sincerely thank Mark for helping out in the role that you supported us with today. And on behalf of the OHA and the members, would you please come forward and accept this token of appreciation on our behalf? A sincere thank you to, as well, the OHA staff, Mark Ellis, the Executive Director, and his team, and the presenters that participated for making this such a novel event. We will have lunch directly across from here in the theater, Esso Theater, right across from here right now. So at the conclusion, you can please proceed there and have a bite. But all the award recipients, if you would, please remain here so that we can have group photos and close that portion of it. Final congratulations to everyone. Final appreciation of a thank you for participating, and have a good day. Thank you.